please consider on hitting the subscribe button, as it lets me know you're enjoying the content I am bringing up for you. Yeah, I told you guys last week that I'd be doing a Magistus Shaddoll Invoked profile. So this is kind of my take or my twist on it, and if you're liking it or you have any suggestions, just leave them down below. I do not have as much playtesting in this variant as I do my other variants that you see on the channel, but if you're just really a big fan of Shaddoll, just really a big fan of deck building, or just want ideas for different decks, please hit the subscribe button and go down I have many great videos for that. But to get all that out of the way, let's go ahead and start out with the starters. I play 3 Magical Meltdown. Now I do not play Terraforming in this deck because it's susceptible to Ash. This is just a better starter, and it works as a starter because it just gets your Alistair into your hand, and this really just lets your plays go off. Meltdown is really OP in this deck because Construct cannot be negated when you first come out, so when it's a Fusion Summon or Meltdown, because of its restrictions. So Meltdown, a really good card in the deck. I play 3 Alistair the Invoker. Just, you know, my favorite card in the deck. I always play it at 3 if I can. Just to get your Invocation to hand. It's your pseudo play starter. Just get your plays rolling. You can link it into the Magistus link if you choose to make the Mecha Ball, or you can just it beefs up your stuff. Kind of works as a pseudo hand trap. It's just a really great card overall. 3 new cards to the deck is the Riolin, if I'm saying that wrong, please excuse me. This is your best card because it grabs your Invocation, adds it to hand, and you can link it off to it for your Magistus link and go right into your Construct plays or your Mecha. I take the one Mathematician because it essentially does the same thing. It just dumps one of your 1 second's really good because it's a utility card that gets your Shaddoll plays rolling. So if you need to like use a dragon or an aerial to keep game state, it just really does that. Forces a negate, and it's also a 1-card mecha, but I mean a 1-card construct in its own. And for the Shaddoll package, I play 2 of the Ariel, 3 Windy, 3 Squib, and one of just a good text, the Dragon, the Beast, Falcon, the Hedgehog. Ariel's really good this format because Drytron is running rampant, and it hits everything in Drytron. It also kills Dragon Link. I know Dragon Link won the LCS, but this card really can just make game states into your favor. Just playing this card, it's a 3-in-1 DD Crow on its own. It can recover banished like Ronaldo, or I don't know, I'm gonna get butchered in the comment section for that, but it can also do the same thing. So you have like 5 with that, and this you can just recur some of your shit when you start finishing off Schism. You have great material to get back into that, and just Ariel is just really good. And the Dragon, obviously, to pop it back row, Beast to draw a card, the Hedgehog to add a Shaddoll to your hand if you need it for your fusions, or you can flip it if you need a fusion. Then Falco is just Falco. For the 1 of, I'd play the 1 Performance Trick Climb. It's still really good when it's set off making construct. It's just a free body on board to help you link climb if you need to cross sheep. Only hand trap I play in the deck is Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. It's just very good, hits everything generically and what it needs to. And then for the fusions, I play 3 Shaddoll Fusion, 2 of the El Shaddoll Fusion, 2 of the Magistus Invocation. This is what you're fetching and get to your construct play after 1 card Mathematician or 1 card anything. It's a hard once per turn, but it's really good because construct is the focal point of this deck. And then 2 of the Invocation. It's in your Mecha, but gets into your Kaliga, gets into your Purgatrio, gets into your Aguidi. So, you know, this is the lineup I agree with and what I'm gonna go with this format. It's really good. For 1 of, I played the Meditez Teleport because it gets your Windy out quicker. Just gets you a body on board, and it's just a really good, powerful 1 of. I played 2 of the Shaddoll Schism. Now, you can play this at 1 if you choose to, but I still respect the fact that Cosmic Cyclone is going to be really good this format, because this is a really back row heavy reliant format that we're going into control. Because Cosmic Cyclone is, great man, value man's Lightning Storm. You're not going to have everybody at Lightning Storm, so you have to respect Cosmic Cyclone. So I'll play the second, but it's also good for this deck has a lot of good cards, so side decking is just kind of not always going to be there, so that gives you a free space if you're not afraid of Cosmic Cyclone at that point to side deck with. One of the trap, obviously, this basically the standard. Now, if you don't have the second Schism, you can play 2 trap, 1 Schism, but you should definitely be playing Schism in this deck. There's no excuse for it. Yeah, I played 2 of the Dynamiscus. I decided to go with this versus, but you can use anything you want to. If you want it to be Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike, if you want it to be I Strike This Prison, you want it to be Imperm, that's completely up to you. Or if you just want to make this more Shaddolls, I just like this because if you get a clunky hand and maybe your best option is to set and do this, and you have a Shaddoll in hand, this just triggers a Shaddoll. So it's very good. It's very just good removal, because sometimes just removal in this, just removal during a game, especially real games, can actually let you win the game. So yeah, 41 card main deck for those y'all wanting. I get asked all the time about these field centers, so I'm gonna go ahead and do a plug. This is by Stay Classy. I'll have the link in the description. They make really good field centers, top of the line. Very good material. I've had this one for a while. I do have a field center review coming up on one from a fellow YouTuber called Head to Head Battles. When that gets out, I'll definitely be doing a review on that, so y'all stay tuned for that. Alright, going on to the extra deck, and then we'll let you go for today. I have 1 Gravity Controller. The Gravity Controller is just really good because you make your construct, send Schism off construct, link off your construct for Gravity Controller, so this is a disruption. Best card in the deck, honestly, the Moon Maiden. It makes your 1 card construct. It's just so good. It clears up so much deck space. There is decks I agree that you should still be playing a Secure Garden, you should still be playing Almirage, but this variant, this just is just really nasty because anything honestly makes your Shaddolls into a 1 card construct, just linking them off. This card right here really has just makes this deck a whole lot more consistent. Cross Sheep, you know, climbs into your plays and just climbs into what you need. I do play the Selene. Selene is just good because you do have a lot of spells in here and you're going to be resolving a lot of spells throughout the late game. You can actually, a nasty little loop is you can mix the Selene, bring back the Apocolone to negate a thing, then go into your access code talker, and that's all the links that I play in this deck. Now, if you choose, you could cut one of the constructs for a Nightmare Unicorn. That is just going to be up to you, but I just feel like playing 2 Schisms and this deck is fully revolve around construct, that playing the 3rd is correct. But you know, that's just going to be personal preference, honestly. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, I don't have as much testing with this variant as I do my other variants, so I might change my mind in the future. But definitely for the Shaddoll lineup, we're playing 3 construct. You gotta show up the ultis. You ain't really playing Shaddolls if you don't have ultis. Nah, I'm just kidding. Construct is definitely one of my favorites. I'm actually fixing to be working on getting ulti invocations, so I'm looking forward to some deck profiles for you there. Winda goes Burr. Winda basically says you cannot special summon more than once per turn. Winda plus Alistair, and Alistair protects Winda. So that's another reason I like playing the Invoked engine, because Alistair can actually protect your fusions. Like Winda, it has a decent body, but it's not a beefy body. So having Alistair in hand really just protects it. It keeps your opponent from special summoning more than once per turn, and you know, it's just, you can kill him next turn. The 1 Apocolone, if I had room, I'd play more. Just don't have room. That's another thing you cut if you choose to, instead of playing the Nightmare Unicorn. If you don't want to play 3 construct, you can actually play 2 Apocolone. That's completely fine. Apocolone is really good. Get your Shaddoll fusions in your hand, or it actually works as disruption itself, because it does have the effect that states negate any face-up card on effect, but it also has this. So you can actually add, like if you need to add Aerial to clear your opponent's graveyard, or you need to add the Beast or the Dragon, you could just do that, because you can add it and just send it in a trigger. So Apocolone is really good. And then for the Invoke package, I played the 1 Mechaba, 1 Purgatrail. I still play the Purgatrail because I played Ash. Now you can cut this, but it does really help deal with them pesky boards, because you are probably still going to be playing Dark Ruler no more. So if your opponent has like just one of them set up crazy Dragon Link boards, you can just make this break their board. The next turn they're probably not going to be playing. They probably can't recover from that. Kaliga. Kaliga states on it, each player can only attempt to activate one monster effect per turn, so this actually just really kills Drytron. It kills a lot of decks that rely on that. So first turn, there's nothing wrong with making a window and making this, and then next turn you link these off for the cross sheep, and at that point you have this in the grave, so you can banish it off to make this. So Aguides is really good late game. If you're playing a mirror match, it's really nice, because if your opponent's doing the same thing, you can just link off their fusion monster or the Dogmatica part to where they're leaving a Titaniclad in the grave. You know, just make this, and then if you have Mechaba or you have one of these, it just gets a boost, and it can just kill, basically could just kill over anything you need to kill over with.